Hey, it's me. It's Rusty in Central Texas. Rusty 78609, Central Texas, May 21st, from the dark side of the moon, in my luxurious studios here in my RV, parked on my home base. But again, it's May 21st, 2016. It's 9:04 a.m. Central Standard Time. And it is exactly 70 degrees Fahrenheit, a little humid, and no wind. And surprisingly enough, I just got back from my walk. How about that? And I've got my dark chocolate covered almonds and my green tea that's not green. But anyway, today, a short video, I guess, unless I get to rambling, which is possible. I got to do a tasting event for a beer, Shock Top Belgian White, which is a good beer. I like it. And anyway, I was cleaning house, believe it or not, my annual event. I don't do it often. It's not one of my favorite things to do, even though it only takes about 20 minutes to clean this RV. I don't know. It's just one of those things I put off and 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 put off. But anyway, when I do finally get around to it, I clean the crap out of it. And so it's clean. So anyway, I found this. Let me take it off. This is something that I got when I was in Arizona before I went in the Peace Corps. I don't know what I was doing out there. Oh, I know what it was. I was going to go to work on the Hopi Indian Reservation. I had applied for a job, and they had sent me a letter telling me to come out for an interview, of which they paid none of the expenses, but I wanted to work out there. But anyway, I went out and interviewed with them at tribal headquarters, at the tribal office, and it's not I want to say Hoven Wheat, but that may not be right. But anyway, the Hopi Indian Reservation is inside the Navajo Reservation in northern, let's see, Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. And there's always a squabble over. Actually, it borders right on the border of New Mexico and Arizona. You actually can go to, I believe it's Gallup, New Mexico, turn north, and then you turn left to go to the Navajo Indian headquarters, and then you just continue on that road, and that's one way to get there. And then there's another way. You go to Winslow, Arizona, and turns north. You remember that song, the Eagles song? I was standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. But anyway, while I was out there, I came back through some little town and went in a little store to get something, and I saw this thing right here hanging on the wall. It's just a little turquoise and silver. They call them bolo ties. So I wore it for a long time. Even when I was teaching in Refugio after I got back from the Peace Corps, I wore this around my neck because I refused to wear a tie. I was through doing that, and that was another thing. But anyway, I had this when I went in the Peace Corps in 1994 and went to Ulaanbatar, Mongolia. And story I want to relate to you is this. Every year in July, they have what they call a festival that occurs in Ulaanbatar, the capital of Mongolia, and it's called Naadam. Naadam is a festival. It's the three manly games. It's wrestling, archery, and horseback riding. The horseback riding is an open event. Men and women, young kids, old kids, men. It doesn't matter. There's no age limit. Then they've got archery. That's pretty much, I think it's limited to the men for that, and they're amazing. They use those compound bows. You got to see that. And it lasts for a week, I believe, a full week. And then in the stadium, they have the wrestling events. And anyway, I got to meet the five-time champion named Bot Airden. Uh, I met him while I was walking through a park with my interpreter, and through her, he wanted to wrestle me, and I said, that's out. He didn't have a neck. He just had a head on his shoulders. I mean, it came up like this. He was about 6'1", probably weighed about 230, 240, solid muscle, big thighs, like an elephant. God almighty. But anyway, their wrestling events are little. They wear these leather things, and it's an open event. Doesn't there's no middleweight, lightweight, heavyweight. Nope. If you're a wrestler, you jump in there, and if you win, you win. And they come from every county. The counties are called state. They're called IMAGs, and but anyway, they come from every county, every state, and they come to Ulaanbatar for that final event. And I watched that. And in the stadium, there were about 10,000 people, and there'd be 5 or 6 matches going on at the same time, maybe more. And every match had a referee, of course. And the goal is to get the guys off balance and get him down on the ground, get his shoulder on the ground. And once that's done, then the winner holds his arm out and does what's called the eagle dance, and the loser goes under his arm. Pretty interesting. But anyway, it's crowded, and there a lot of Mongolians there, of course, all Mongolians. There a few people from out of country. A few people come there for the event from other countries, not too many. But in the stadium, there's nobody taking pictures at that time. This was in 1994 and 95. But anyway, there's nobody taking pictures, no camera, click, 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 not a lot. No, yo, kill him, Joe, kill, kill. None of that, not a sound. You can hear a pin drop, nothing. They observe, that's it. That's it. They watch, that's it. No conversation, maybe a little conversation, but not much. I didn't hear much. And that impressed me. And so anyway, around the perimeter of the stadium outside, they had all these little kiosks where you could go and get stuff to eat and stuff to drink and so forth. And boy, I was always starving to death, always, because I hated mutton, and that was pretty much the staple of their diet. So anyway, whenever I saw a chance, I'd try to go get a wheating Pepsi. A wheating in Mongolia means cold, and so I'd ask for a Pepsi wheating. And if but they didn't have ice, because that they had ice too many months a year. It was a cold ass country. But anyway, the story is this. I'm finally getting to it. Is I had this around my neck, and I was probably just wearing a short sleeve shirt. I'm not sure. And anyway, left the stadium, went out, and I was going to find me something to drink, something to eat. So I was wandering around through the little kiosk, and when you're in a foreign country, after you've been there a while, one of the things you develop is what I call the third eye. If somebody's following you, or there's something suspicious going on, your hair just goes, because you're out of your element, you're in a foreign country, you don't hear English, you don't hear anything, none of the customs or anything you're used to. So because you're off balance, all of your alert systems are going 120%, and mine were too. I was by myself, of course, which I normally was because I was the oldest volunteer and they didn't hang out with me much. The girls did because there weren't enough men to go around, so getting laid was pretty easy. And but anyway, as I was walking around, I felt like there was something was wrong. And anyway, so I walked about, I don't know, 20 yards down through the kiosk, and then I just turned around, and there was this fairly stout Mongolian just staring at me about, I don't know, 50 feet away. And so I thought, well, I don't know. What do you think? And I said, well, I thought I'd continue on. So I continued to look for soda water and something to eat. And a little later, I turned around. There he is again. A little closer, though. I thought, well, I wonder where this is going to lead. So I felt like my best chance of survival was to stay where there was a crowd. Maybe somebody get him off of me before he killed me. And because even though they taught us a few self-defense things in the Peace Corps, and they were helpful, but they were moves that you had to use when somebody was really close. They had to be within arm's length, and and you better be good, because if you miss, you're gonna get it. So anyway, continued on. Then I turned around. I thought, well, shit, we might as well just get this over with. So again, I had this around my neck, and I'm walking back towards the guy, and he's just grinning like a monkey from Ireland, okay? Whatever that is. And I got up close to him, and he put his finger on this bolo tie, and he touches it like this. He goes, and he just grinning. And in pretty good English, he said, I want to welcome my brother from Arizona. You could have pushed me over with your finger. No shit. he wanted to welcome his brother from Arizona. Yeah. And he just grinned. Anyway, I shook his hand. I thanked him. I said, "Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I'm glad to be here. You got a wonderful country. I'm enjoying the autumn and all the festival, all the food and all the stuff." And really, all I wanted to do was find a restroom because I had terminal diarrhea. But anyway, that's the story. But the deal is, and if you've ever been on the Navajo Indian Reservation or Hopi, particularly the Navajos do look exactly like the Mongolians. Okay, black hair, olive skin, the same facial features. You know what I mean? The high cheekbones, the whole thing. And the Mongolians aren't very tall. They're like 5'4" to 5'8", maybe in that range. And there's a few that are taller, but by and large that's basically it. And you'll find that most Indians are that way too. Now of course they're taller now because the protein has increased in their diet, and they've gotten taller over the years. But years ago they were about the same as the Mongolians. So anyway, that's the Peace Corps Mongolia story, and that's in this. When I found this morning, it took me all the way back to 1994, and the Naadam Festival uh, in Ulaanbatar, Mongolia. And there were a lot of other things that went on. I mean, I could tell you a million stories. I mean, it was really a fascinating part of my life, and I don't regret having done it. At the time, I thought I was going to die because it was just difficult. I think I mentioned this in one of my videos, and when I got back to, you have to go when you leave a country, Asian country, you come back through Honolulu on the island of Oahu, and you go to Queens Medical Center, and they check you out for parasites and different things, and spend a few days there. But anyway, that was the Mongolia story. So anyway, enjoy your day. Carpe diem. Adios amigos, and bye bye. Chief, good. I got to do a tasting event. I'll do another video. Bye.